Every once in a while, you want to review your account balances just to see what your current GL balances are for your various accounts. So let's do that here. And I'm going to use a TCode here, S_ALR_87012301. So when I run that, that takes me to a GL account balances, and I can look them up one account at a time, or I can just leave those blank and see all my accounts. And I'm going to look up my accounts for my chart of accounts and for my company. I can also, again, add additional filters if I want, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it as is. And now I execute this, and you can see that I've got a pair of columns for April. This shows me the debits and credits just in April. Then I've got another pair of columns here that shows me the activity, the debits and credits year to date. So it's April, so debits January through April, credits January through April. So this is a typical trial balance layout. And then finally over on the right-hand side, I've got my current trial balance values where I've got either a debit balance or a credit balance for each individual account, but not both. So here I've got my bank account, got 129,000 some odd dollars in it. I've got my various levels of inventory, 200, 200, 200, 900, 200, 920, etc. And then I scroll down and I've got many subtotals that are thrown in here. So you can define many subtotal levels, basically a full roll-up. And in SAP, the roll-up and subtotals are completely independent from your account coding scheme. So many companies have traditionally used numeric account codes, but that's no longer required. But a lot of companies still do that just because that's the way they've done it for many years. That was a relic of the old mainframe days when subtotals were created by sorting on the account number. All right. Let's see what else we've got. We've got our payables accounts here. So that's one you might want to look at. We've got a GRIR account that can be useful. That's a suspense account. And then other accounts that you want to be able to review. Okay, so that is running your account balance. Now, one thing I have found is that sometimes, for some reason, when you first log in, SAP may kind of compress these columns so that they're not all that visible. What I generally do is I just move my window around, sometimes just way off to the edge of the screen, and then bring it back where I want to look at it. And that tends to open up the columns so that I can see the whole thing. Another thing I can do, if that doesn't solve the problem, is I just go to System, List, and Save to a local file. And when I do that, I like to save it as an HTML file. So when I do that, I'll just go to, I'll save it in my Downloads folder, and I will call it New Account Balances.html. And I'll generate that. I get a little message. Are you sure you want to allow SAP to write to this folder on your computer? That's fine. I will let it write. And now I can open it up in my browser. And you can see they show up in slightly different colors, actually a little more colorful than you saw there. But and the subtotals are highlighted in yellow, which might be a little bit of a helpful visual cue for you. And then you can still see your current debit and credit balances. All right. So that is your account balance review. Let's go ahead and get back out to the main menu and see what we would like to do next.